Three, two, one. What's going on, Biotube? It's your host, Zach Kaplan, here with a bunch of other Biotubers. Glad to have you all here. Let me know in the live chat that everything's running smoothly. Audio's good, video's good. We're going to be talking through our Discord today. Today I have with me Core Steeler from YouTube.
Hi.
We have Biotube TV. We have Guinness Walker, and we have Lovis, and it's honestly, it's great to see these many people here already. 6 concurrent viewers. Looks like the chat's working too. All right, we got the pop-out chat and everything. So, welcome to the show where we talk everything Bionicle. Today, we will be talking about Bionicle Band Songs, and then, of course, as things usually go, we end up talking about pretty much everything Bionicle. That could be all sorts of theories, ideas on future potential sets, or anything that we lived back on. Probably just a bunch of nostalgia today, but it's good to see we have 13 people here. All right, Dr. Beck, Daler99, Marcus, Bioscrowl, Matt, good to see you. Odd Dude, Clips Films Melbourne, Yoshi Dude, Lord George, The Man in Black, good to see you. All right, solid. So, why not get started? As you guys probably saw last week, I uploaded kind of like my top 10 Bionicle Band songs, and you know, it's everyone has their favorite. Of course, you have Cryo Shell, which is like everyone knows is the Bionicle band, quite literally an industry plant by Lego in a way.
Did most of the music. I always thought it was different groups.
Right. I had no idea for the longest time that Edzim and Malta were basically 2 offshoot members of Cryo Shell that did their own version, or that did their own music. You know. Yeah. Essentially, from my understanding, that's kind of it.
Well, I thought they did a great job with Gravity Hurts. That's still personally my favorite.
A lot of people's favorite is Gravity Hurts.
All the classical stuff.
I don't understand.
Go ahead, Lois.
I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand how everyone loves Gravity Hurts, but I think Closer to the Truth is superior to Gravity Hurts.
Lovis, you're a little bit staticky, by the way.
A little bit staticky.
You might want to turn down your mic sensitivity.
No worries. I have it at you guys at about medium. I will say Gravity Hurts has like an instrumental that they did, and that's pretty awesome. They actually have the female singer.
The reason why I love it so much, it was for that video, like the Bionicle Story So Far thing or whatever, with the narrator, where he basically recapped the Bionicle story in about 5 minutes, and they had the Gravity Hurts song for most of it.
It serves a great... It creates a great momentum during the course of telling that story, where it's like, it just keeps you like...
Yeah, I totally understand when people say
and that narrator did a great job, too.
Gravity Hurts gets you hyped. That's like, it's like a hype anthem.
Like,
it was also like, it was the song that had like the 8-year Bionicle like retrospective. It, like,
yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
That's a great video.
Yeah, lead singer Christine Lorenzen like essentially put her vocals to Gravity Hurts for this like one where they got like a whole symphony. It's kind of like overdone. You would think like, oh my god, they got a lot of people to do it.
Yeah.
All right, Epic Proportions, good to see you. Jared's PC account, Aces Platinum, good to see you. All right, what do you guys think? Yeah, Gravity Hurts, yeah, so good. Yeah, I know like for like classic Bionicle fans, it was always
Move Along.
Move Along, but also All Insane Kids Ache, who were like a part of like during the Metro News saga. It was so random.
Hero is my favorite.
You'd go, Hero is always on like the top 4 or 5 of most people because like for me personally, I mean I was about 8 or 9 those 2 years, and you go to Bionicle's website, like the Bionicle website was everything, you know, and it really like had a lot of like interesting things like the Kanoka Club. I don't know if you remember, you like connect the Kanoka discs and you could enter the like combinations in it. It would unlock stuff, and one of the things it unlocked if you collected a handful were these songs. And I remember that all I could see was like the name of the song, and then the artist was AIK. I didn't even know it stood for All Insane Kids, so I just pronounced it Ache. And then I was like, oh, that's kind of hardcore. And then you could download the song or just play the song. So I'd be on Bionicle.com just playing the song. YouTube, I couldn't find it. iTunes, I couldn't find it. So for like the longest time, I just remember like thinking like this just must be a band that like a Bionicle band, which essentially apparently they were. But it's kind of like the quality of those two songs I think is just like it's so like for me nostalgic of those 2 years in Metro Nui. I think like there are a lot of fans that came in like 2006, 2007, so they know more like Crowd Shell and Daughtry and all those songs. But I've just got to say, like, when I listen to the Bionicle songs, the most nostalgic two are Hero and Caught in a Dream, which are like totally like before I was even really big into music in general. Like I was like always just like I thought it was so hardcore too. Those two songs.
Something that's very interesting from a theory perspective is that pretty much, at least from what I've seen, almost every Bionicle song is in a minor key. So Bionicle's almost always trying to go for a more like subdued, kind of ominous feel, and I think it definitely shows through.
And that makes sense for the Bionicle story as a whole. It's a big mystery in the end of things. And, even from the beginning, they were building up to the reveal of who Matanui was.
Totally.
The one that almost no one talks about, I think, and that everyone forgets is Ride by Presence.
Yeah, that's why I at least included it on my... I remember when I was first putting a list together, I was like, dang, I only really have, like... I'm going through, commercials and, like, the movies. Anything, like... Because I know, like, Crowd Shell has other songs. Like, there are other, like, songs related with Bionicle, but I was looking specifically for ones that were used in, like ad campaigns and stuff. And I was like, where's the 10th one? And then I remembered, oh, right, the end credits of Legend Reborn. Like, that song, Ride by Presence. So I was like, that'll go in number 10.
That one I actually really enjoy.
No, it is a really good song. It is.
I think the one I don't have as much fond memory to is the 2009 theme. I forget. Bye Bye Babylon.
Yeah, which some people really like because they say like the guitar in that is pretty insane, which it is. It's like definitely a different kind of the way it's like produced and played is actually really cool. It definitely sets the setting and the tone for like a barren wasteland. But I agree personally, like that's why it was number 9 for me. The 2009 like Litorian Year songs were just the bottom 2 for me, but it's all personal preference. Imagine like you're a kid, you just got into Bionicle 2008, 2009. Those might be your personal favorite. It's all like it's all very subjective, but yeah, those were always like my bottom 2. But I don't know. I could see Ride switching with Bye Bye Babylon for me as because Ride has like definitely a more like hardcore. I mean, like the All American Rejects and Daughtry, they were chosen. They weren't like Lego didn't come to them to make the song. It was probably like the movie producers that were like, hey, like this sounds great. Let's put this in the movie.
Yeah.
So for the movie music, as far as I understand it, when I talked to Nathan first, he said that like a lot of the music was composed before anything else was done. Like the music was the first step in a lot of cases.
Wow.
As far as
that's great.
Yeah, like because he would just like they would literally tell him like little bits and pieces. I think he had like the script and this and that, and like he wrote Lecon's theme with just like a little bit of knowledge about who Lecon even was.
That's so cool.
And they kind of developed it around that music. So.
I mean, same thing with Howard Shore in the Lord of the Rings films. They like had him like they had drawings for him, no like film footage, and they would have him produce the music as they were going along with the movies, and they'd even like have tracks to play while they were shooting. It's really interesting. James Gunn does the same thing with the Guardians films. He like has a guy make the music, and then he comes on set and actually plays the score. Like, and it's by the time they're wrapped, they pretty much have the entire score for the movie, which is kind of cool. It's an interesting way like to go for like as far as the creative process is concerned. Let's go ahead and look at the live chat for a second here. Let's see, what are people saying? Don't forget about the Piraka rap. Piraka rap is everything. Everyone.
Piraka rap is such a meme. Because I think that, was it just a product of them trying to appeal to like a new generation of kids?
Probably.
Yeah.
Greg actually said that he didn't like the direction that they were trying to appeal to and the stuff. But he said that was Lego marketing in general.
Well,
that
I think
was like, do this.
Yeah, Lego marketing was like the Piraka seemed like gangsters. Let's put rap music in it, which is just like so cringe. Oh my god.
Really?
It was only in the commercials. Like it's not like Hey, maybe our opinions would change if there were like a bunch of other Bionicle raps that were also made, but it's just Piraka, just
Maybe if
yo
Bionicle
Piraka.
had been rap from the start, if it had a rap aesthetic, it could have worked. But
When I was
it's
young
just
enough, like I didn't think it was that weird, but you know, it's because I was like 5th grade. I was like 9 or 10 years old. I didn't really mind it.
I was going, huh, this is weird, but okay. I'm
Yeah.
along on this ride.
I was pretty young. I think I was like 5 when it happened, and I didn't really pay much attention to Piraka rap. I just thought they looked cool.
Yeah, totally.
you know, the rap itself might be pretty lame, but speaking musically, the actual riffs are really cool. That chugga chugga do, and there's like those sort of weird animalistic sounds.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's a good instrumental.
Yo, Piraka.
I know we talk a lot about Nathan First, but Minogue has some amazing tracks.
Oh
It
yeah,
really does.
I want to do a whole video of my favorite
Underwater.
Minogue tracks.
Which one?
I want to just do a whole video with my favorite Minogue tracks. I think, especially that they included some that were like on the Bionicle music, which wasn't like Rob Zombie involved with or something. I forget. Like, they included a bunch of that, like that Bionicle music tracks within Minogue as well.
Yeah.
I think actually, and it's not Minogue, but one of my favorite just songs that was used in Bionicle were in the flash animations of the Borak Call. It's like when the Toa Nuva are like on their masks are, you know, gray, they have their powers, and they're kind of on the surge, and it's like dun 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 dun, dun. And it's kind of like a fellowship song in a way, you know. It's like sounds like they're about like on a journey.
It's interesting you mentioned that tune specifically. Originally I heard it probably the same place you heard it on the Wall of History videos that they would do on Lego.com. And I was searching for it, and I ended up finding out it is in Minogue. It's I think it's part of the end credits, because it was definitely like from the same composer.
Totally.
It's somewhere in there, but because I found every other piece of that tune inside Minogue, and it seems to be some sort of a compilation. I think it might even play when Takua is talking to Vakama on the beach.
But
But
yes, I remember that.
Piece.
That's it. Yeah, I think that was it. Definitely, there were
I'm
like
planning
hints
to
of it, like
I'm
live
planning to do a
motifs.
remake. There's no high quality version of that song anywhere. Like the only versions that exist of a lot of those songs are these low quality waves that are like straight out of the Flash. So I'm hoping to recreate a lot of those, like the underwater theme from Gakoro.
The underwater theme from Gakoro is so good. Let's just say, like, how bad do we need like a new restoration of those songs? Like, it's so funny that like we listen to it and the quality is so like crackly and like old Flash sounding that like when I'll play it for some of my friends, they're like, "Dude, I can't even listen to this." I'm like, maybe it's because I'm so nostalgic, but I don't mind it because I don't notice that it's like so crackly and not super like clear. Someone needs to maybe like Tom Rule, who does like all this Bionicle music. He needs to like go ahead and just like go through it all and just remake it.
Yeah, I mean, part of that was definitely just a result of the level of compression.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a full-on browser game.
Exactly. It's just from the compression.
Yeah.
And, like, over time, that's what was saved. But it's so interesting that like we can look past that pretty easy.
Yeah. My favorite of Minogue's is the Red Star theme. That one is just haunting.
Yeah, it's
like
really
I knew
cool.
something was going up as soon as you looked into that telescope. Oh.
The track is essentially just ambient. There's only like one real melody. It's just that like whistle, almost like starry sound. Like.
All right, I think we got Geo. Geo just hopped on.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
good.
here.
How's it going?
Hello, Geo.
My back is happy, and I'm happy I'm happy to be here.
Oh yeah, I'm glad it went well. No problem. All right. Yeah, so we're talking Bionicle music. A lot of people like Gravity Hurts. We heard Closer to the Truth. What would you say were your like top favorite songs? by bands.
Oh man, All Insane Kids was basically what got me into like heavy music in general.
Totally. Exactly.
Nice.
Like What It Takes to Be a Hero, Caught Up in a Dream. Like if I'm playing my guitar.
Oh, I'm sure you can play it.
I just need to be in the right tuning for it.
The Man in Black says, honestly, my favorite Bionicle song will be Killing Machines. Well, here's the thing: isn't Killing Machines? It's a Crowd Shell song, but it wasn't really a Bionicle song, right?
No, it wasn't. It's like same like with people like they think that Murky
Yeah.
is Bionicle. It wasn't.
Yeah. It's by the band that Lego, like funded.
Is this really loud?
No, I mean,
sounds alright.
sounds good.
It wasn't loud though.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does everyone in the chat say? Is it super loud? I think you're good.
Okay.
It's tolerable. You can go.
So like, what it takes to be your hero. I just love.
Oh yeah, dude. Got it. Wow.
Holy shit.
Dude, you totally
It's
got
honestly,
it.
that riff is so deceptive. That riff sounds like it's like super fucking epic and like complicated, and it's literally all just like fifth chords. Man, it's such a fucking awesome riff.
I
Yeah,
really just want to learn that.
It's just it's in the minor scale too. So like musically
Yeah, we were
speaking,
saying.
and with being in music for like almost for me, I've been playing guitar almost 16 years now. So
That's awesome.
I kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff.
That's great. That's great. That's awesome.
But just all insane kids, all American rejects. Like, it's just so weird to think about, like how most of my music taste has been.
Totally.
It's been indoctrinated by my nostalgia for this
100%.
line.
That's why I wanted to make that video. It's like it's so insane to me how. Also, another like interesting question for you, Gio. When you heard. Like, when did you know that, like, it was all insane kids? Because for the longest time, I just saw AIK on, like, the Bionicle website, so I never knew that.
I looked it up. I just Googled it. I looked it up.
They had it somewhere. Because I didn't know probably till, like, about 6-7
I looked
years
it up
ago.
on YouTube, like, on like, some weird nostalgia trip. I looked up, like, what it takes to be a hero, and I hit enter. It's like, pfft, all insane kids right there, and you just hear... something like that. That was
That's
awful.
great.
That was an awful pinch harmonic.
All right, and in the chat, yeah, people are saying, "Creeping in My Soul," absolute banger. Lord George 16. I feel like that song's such a personal preference because for me, I like that it's very like Evanescence sounding. It's very like dark and kind of creepy and melodic. It's like a sad song, so I'll always like.
I really like the melodic stuff.
Yeah, especially the 2010 version that Christine Lorenzen does, like with her vocals, is like pretty wild. I just always like absolutely always love that. Love that stuff, honestly.
And I will always love the opening riff, "The Closer to the Truth."
Totally,
Because you just hear that low C, like
it's iconic. It's like iconic. There you go. Oh my god. Gio has it down, dude. I'll have to one day if I have a concert in like my backyard, I'm having Gio over. He's just playing all the Bionicle music.
I need to
That's
learn
great.
Gravity Hurts. I know it's in like E standard, but it sounds way lower than that.
Oh yeah. It's a hard. That's definitely gonna be a harder one for sure.
Actually, definitely easy, Gio. It's one of those. The hardest part of Gravity Hurts is that little like gravity hurts when he does that. But you would easily be able to tell that.
That's pretty close.
Something like that.
You got it.
Yeah. All right.
It's not in the right key at all, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Someone's saying, oh yeah, "Crashed" by Daughtry. Totally.
Which one was
Crashed
better,
is
do you
the-
think?
Crashed is the only Daughtry song that I actually like.
Yeah. Well, me too.
Which one do you guys like more, Face Me or Crashed?
Well, it's tough. Probably Face Me.
I like the attitude of Face Me,
Yeah.
but the atmosphere of Crashed is much better.
Exactly. Face Me.
I was
there's-
all about Face.
Face Me it's like, it was almost an introduction to like grunge music. If you listen to the vocals in that, it's like straight out of like a Nirvana song. There's just some moments in there that are like pure like grunge, like that I like grew up with. You could tell like they took a lot of like even Gravity Hurts which is the same two guys, doesn't sound as like the same as Face Me at all. They're very two like different songs, and it's the same.
And
dudes.
I think they learned from Daughtry, I think.
Maybe.
Because Gravity Hurts is much more of an atmospheric type of song, which makes sense because they're kind of in the skies and everything like
yeah,
that.
totally, totally.
And I really liked Closer to the Truth because it's in that Phrygian dominant or harmonic minor
and though
scale.
that piano is so cool.
Yeah.
It, like tease up the year.
For sure.
Everyone keeps saying yo Piraka. They should do Piraka rap.
It's cringe as hell, and therefore it's based as hell.
Someone's actually saying I wasn't the biggest fan of the Piraka rap.
I wasn't either. I was kind of into it because I was kind of like it was like when I first started playing guitar and didn't know what I wanted yet, and then I found bands like Cryoshell and Kiss and Metallica, and it was just all over from there.
Wow, Skrull says Piraka rap will be Lego's 90th anniversary set. 90th anniversary set equals Piraka of Light. Commander Zero. Okay. Oh wow, I'm behind on this. Kuma Rocks, anyone? Yeah, Kuma Rocks is like classical music. Yeah, that's like you hear that and you instantly are transported to like the old Bionicle 2001, 2002.
Yeah, like isn't that the one with the beach chants?
Yeah, well, it's like I don't know, I can't like sing it, but yeah, it's like the like starts like that. Doesn't it right? And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're like chanting, but you don't know what they're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I would say that's the
I
closest.
love that when it played during the Toamata versus Makuta.
Yeah, it also plays, I'm pretty sure, in parts when, like, in Liwa versus Onua as well. I think,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
It's again like the whole like hard rock heavy metal side of things where you just hear
Yeah, like mixed in with like electronic too, to kind of give the Bionicle robotic kind of like feel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
but it's that whole like that semitone half step thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we have Gio here with his guitar. It's really helping
Yeah.
pull everything together, honestly. Everyone's like, yeah, shred it, dude. They're saying...
I hope the tone is good too.
Oh, SOS by Barcode Brothers was a part of Bionicle Nestle CD? What is this?
Oh,
As
I've
in
heard
the
of
chocolate.
Is
Yeah.
that like one of the kinds that you get like in a cereal or whatever?
this. Yes.
SOS Barcode
It was, I
Brothers.
thought, in like the chocolate milk you get.
Well, it's like a similar concept.
Bombastic Brody, I'm trying to think... What Barcode Brothers? I don't remember this song. SOS.
I don't either.
You mean
It
SMS?
was probably too obscure for me to remember.
Well, there
I
was
remember-
also that Bionicle live stage play too that happened at Legoland.
What?
Oh yeah, that is crazy. It's like yeah, they had like a whole dance and song at Legoland for the first 2 years of Bionicle, like a Borak dance.
Yeah.
Oboe Shoes Games on YouTube did like a remix of one and like posted it like I don't know. It was like a couple months back. It was
Were
really
they like
nuts.
were they people in like Toa costumes or?
They were just
You
dressed up
wish.
in like the 6 colors, and some of them had like skirts and like tropical like outfits, and like that no one was dressed like as a Bionicle. They had like the Bionicle logo and like a couple of like the cutouts of the Borak.
So it's like
It was-
Bionicle Wiggles.
Yeah, that's what it was at Legoland.
They
It was
had
like
the
a
more
live
they had the
show.
Polynesian aesthetic that Bionicle was like akin to.
Are you talking about this Bombastic Brody?
Copyright!
Yeah, I don't know what that is. No, I won't get copyrighted, don't worry.
I can avoid copyright because I'm playing the riffs myself.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that is. I've never heard of that song.
Well, there was also this one guy that was he was on tour for the first few years of Bionicle and did like a band. What was his name?
I don't know.
But that was a real thing. It was actually in the Lego comics. This guy.
Wow, I totally forget. All right, what else are we here in the chat? If you guys haven't already, you need to check out Quest for Motunui soundtracks. Yeah, the Quest for
I have.
Motunui game they're working on, they're taking a lot of inspiration from like Monog and stuff and kind of like revamping it. Like the Red Star theme is really cool. Their version of it is great. I was like playing it in the car ride once. I like had it on repeat. It was so good. Clipstone's Melbourne crashes like a montage of C4 kills in Battlefield games, playing C4 on a keep, find a tank and blow them up. Oh, like if you're playing Battlefield, yeah, I can see that. Kind of sounds like that. Oh, Gio has his camera up. Great, awesome.
Yeah, I have my camera up and guitar in hand.
Bombastic Brody, I think it's interesting that Nathan first owns the soundtrack for the films. I figured they'd be owned by Lego. Interesting. They probably like just let him have the rights. That's fascinating. I didn't know that. Lego really isn't a music group, I guess, so that's probably why.
They also kind of really don't care about Bionicle as much as they say they do.
No,
so.
right?
They license the music from Nathan. It's his music.
Yes.
They hired him to record the music. It's still they clearly did not set up a contract with him that like the music will be under our rights. They just license it from.
Awesome, brother from another brick. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for the super chat. Great to see you. Epic Proportions. Good to see you. Blasphemy, he says. Assad Mod, whatever happened to the 90th anniversary set? Did the polls make it? We won't know. We won't know until the set gets released, literally. So it's unfortunately.
I don't personally think Bionicle has any chance, even though it was the heavily popular vote by a massive outlier.
I was saying in my live stream yesterday, I said it's very low possibility. All my hopes right now are on the fact that they do one of two things. They actually release more than one 90th anniversary set and they do like the top 2 or 3, or the 90th anniversary set is like a combo of 3 themes and it's like this cool little like combination like set. I don't know, that'd be weird, but who knows, dude? I don't know. Maybe it'll be like castles and then the map, it'll be like a piece of a map and it's like the map of Motunui and that's all we get.
If only, dude. If only.
I would not be surprised if we got that.
I think that Lego's shareholders would honestly like kill all of them if they'd said, "Hey guys, you know what we're gonna do again? Bionicle." And the shareholders would look at them and say, "No, you're not."
No.
Biotube, no worries. I see you were having some bandwidth issues. No worries. Next time, dude. We'll figure it out. Bombastic Brody says there was a Linkin Park song used on the old Bionicle website for a demo used for 2008 Makuta character. Forgot the character, but it was a test for the 4th film. Wow, I had no idea. Wow, Bombastic Brody.
Oh yeah, I know about this.
Okay.
It was a test animation for Antros. You can actually find it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I don't know if
So Bionicle 4 kind of was supposed to be in 2008?
No, they only had the asset for Antros.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the set, and they were like, "Hey, Lego, look what we made."
That's
kind
really
of
cool.
thing.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
We got
Hey.
Topeng in here.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Topeng?
Gaming. I'm doing some homework.
No worries.
Coolio. Homework's important.
Let's see.
This
Yeah,
is very
Antros
true.
animation test is BioScrawl. That's crazy. I had no idea. Yeah, Bionicle Jam. If you guys searched Bionicle Jam,
Oh my god, Bionicle Jam.
that's what the like Legoland dancing song was. Wasn't it? It was called like Bionicle Jam. Obo Shoes Game like posted a version on his YouTube channel. It's insane to listen to. It's kind of nuts. Like I guess you could call it cringe, but it's also like wow, they were really trying.
It's where Korok the Ice Borok comes from.
Retrozade says, "Have you heard the unused track Bionicle Age?"
Yes.
Okay, what's that?
I definitely have not listened to it.
That's the so that is the band that I was talking about. That was in like 2001. It's with like people and it's just people just saying the Bionicle Age kind of over again. That's kind of what I remember.
Huh.
You can find it on YouTube.
Hmm.
It was an unofficial but kind of official band. It's weird. But something
Bionicle
happens
Age. It's
in
like,
the
wow, I thought I knew everything, and here we go. I love this. I'm like finding about a bunch of new stuff. Linkin Park for an Antros. That's insane.
Do you think Bionicle should be brought back as a webcomic or an animated series? I don't think it should be brought back at all.
Yeah, that's
It
your.
would-
I know that that's kind of like how you feel, which I can like respect. And I think in a way, definitely.
I can understand totally why you would want to bring it back, so
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
you could give the 10 years of lore to like new fans and stuff, but that stuff is already there, and we don't need a visual medium to give it to people. It's already there in text format.
Oh, brother from another brick is.
And the movies, unfortunately, they only scratch the surface, like what Zach said on his last video,
I
right?
think it wouldn't be bad if they did. If there was some way in the future, who knows when or like what sort of like person you'd get to like support it with a bunch of money, but like an animated series in the style of the Flash animations, I think would be cool.
I think the important thing here is that just making sure Bionicle is remembered as it should be,
Totally.
rather than kind of just forgotten.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Lego's been treating it.
When I was streaming yesterday, there were like some like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old that was like it's actually probably one of the guys on watching right now, but he was like, someone was like, I started learning Bionicle lore just like 5 years ago after G2 was canceled. And it's like that kind of like is the stuff I like to see, that like they go to Biomedia Project, they do their homework, like you know, it's good to know like that's going on at least. Yeah.
I love using Wall of History. That's like my big thing, to figure out like what's in order and stuff.
Totally.
For like like short stories and like what's in canon.
Yeah.
Because it helps me keep connected. Like, oh, this happened in this time, and so on.
Crisp Raptor Studios. You want space? Star Wars. You want castle? Blacksmith set. You want pirates? Barracuda Bay. Give Bionicle another chance. I know. I agree. It's too late now.
That's the whole reasoning that I gave in my vote for it. Like, we already have castle, we already have pirates in multiple skins, but there's only one Bionicle.
Yeah.
Something that actually would have been cool though was like a trains thing.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, it would.
Yeah, trains. I feel like if Bionicle didn't get it, that was the second one that probably.
I agree. I was honestly surprised. Like,
If Trains had won, I wish they would have done the fucking My Own
I was
Train.
surprised Pirates and Classic Space were on there, because we have had so much of that in recent years. It's kind of crazy to me. I'm like, what?
Aces Platinum asks, do you guys watch anime? I have personally
course.
watched a ton. I have watched a ton of anime.
I am anime trash.
I watch so much anime. My favorite is like Attack on Titan. I know everyone says that.
Oh,
I've only seen the. People are gonna hate me. I've only seen the first season, but that was back when there was only just one season. I haven't caught up to it yet.
That's
Same boat, same boat.
crazy. Oh man, it gets so good, dude.
Surrounded
I
by
partake in anime, but I'm more into like old Japanese movies, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I can
I'm the
do-
biggest Miyazaki guy.
I'm sure Zach can appeal to me here. Kurosawa, fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, Kurosawa. I mean, not animation wise, but he has like some of the best films ever made. Literally.
I like the Studio Ghibli stuff a lot. I really like
Yeah,
Princess Mononoke.
Oh, of course.
I really like Princess Mononoke.
Spirited Away is one of the greatest
Howl's
films of all
Moving
time.
Castle is
Yeah.
like one of my
Awesome.
favorites. I also
Kiki's delivery service is also really good.
That's
Yeah.
also a
Howl's
good one,
Moving
yeah.
Castle is my favorite.
I just saw Howl's Moving Castle for the first time like last year, and it was really, really good.
Like the
Spirited
first
Away was like
anime-
my favorite movie.
On the topic of animation, and also since someone mentioned a Bionicle animation earlier as a way to return to it, what are your thoughts on the G2 like before the what was it 2015
Journey to
2D animations they did, or they only had the one voice
those.
actor
yeah,
for
I
all
was
characters?
not a fan.
It was a
those were
narrator, okay?
bad.
No,
It was
Those
a
were
narrator.
really
Okay.
bad.
It was like
Not
Tonic
a fan.
style.
just bad. We can leave it at that. Just like
That was-
Yeah.
It was a narrator.
uninspired
It was
is how I would
biased.
describe it.
Lego failed G2 the most on.
Oh,
was, like, the
totally.
story.
They had the right idea, but it was just not well executed.
Like, if- I feel like they should have gone with a Netflix series from the start. Like,
Yeah.
if we're gonna do Bionicle is based off, like, it lives off of the lore and the toys, and if
Totally.
the toys are too expensive,
If anything,
then the lore
Bionicle would have benefited greatly if it had been started now, in a time when television
Streaming
shows are the
services are-
standard.
That's
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
potentially.
I
It is
also
also
feel
just
like
like
it
lightning in a bottle. in a way.
Yeah, that's why it didn't work the second time.
Also,
and
on the topic
probably
of
never
anime,
would.
like my favorite anime film is Akira, like by far.
Ooh.
Isn't
hands
that like the
down.
original? Isn't that like the OG anime? I still haven't seen that
It's
one.
it's about like superpowers and stuff, and it's just really interesting.
It's a movie.
It's different because of how it's animated, if I recall correctly.
I
There's a lot
love it.
more real life
love that film
references
so
they use for
much.
people.
And I actually was able to like read on the creation of that movie. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it is. I've watched like so many like documentaries on it, like so interesting. Yeah, it
My
sounds like
favorite,
a
another
lot of
one is
fans.
Neon Genesis Evangelion, but I'm
Oh my
biased
God,
because I
Evangelion was
Evangelion, dude.
I am
Evangelion.
biased because one of my friends is a voice actor for it.
awesome. No, way.
That's awesome.
No
That's cool.
way. Get out of here.
Casey. Yeah,
Well,
she's the
okay.
voice actor for Shinji.
Okay, well, if we're bragging here, I'm a video game tester at Nintendo. Beat that, nerds.
Okay. No, seriously.
Yeah, brother from another brick. I do agree. If Lego didn't loop all of Castle together, there would have been a better chance for sure, no doubt.
Yeah.
One Piece, it's not, the anime isn't done yet, but I know that the
Yeah, it's
manga
not
is
done.
wrapping up right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
And,
they're in a
and it's
similar-
over like what? The anime itself is over like what, 1,200 episodes right now?
That's
It's
insane.
too vast to even consider getting into. That's one of those
Yeah,
ones that's just
That
it's
just seems like a monumentous project. Even excluding the filler, that's a monumentous
Something
task
I
to
would
go
have
through.
to say about One Piece for like getting into it is I have a friend who recommended it to me, and it is like the perfect show to watch while like doing work. Like almost all of the time I've watched it was while I was animating, and it's like you don't have to devote so much attention to it that you get distracted from your work, but at the same time you can like enjoy it fully.
I think maybe that's unique to you because from what I could tell, it seemed like any other show requires your attention. Maybe I don't think I could do that. I could do that with like stupid shows. Like I could put on Aqua Teen Hunger Force in the background and work on.
I
Well,
can
the thing
put
is,
almost
One
anything
Piece
up
isn't
when
stupid,
animating.
but it's just
I usually
like,
put on
Well,
South Park.
Well, for me, it's tough
draws,
because
like,
with
the
anime, like
perfect-
I can't have like Attack on Titan or something on in the background because I need to
That's a
read the
serialized
subtitles.
show.
Wait,
It's got a
wait.
story.
The important question: subs or dubs?
Subs.
Dubs,
Uh,
dubs,
Dubs.
Subs.
that
I have
is-
dyslexia.
Here's the
I have
reason why I
dyslexia,
say
so dub.
subs.
I
Because
would have,
it's
I would
actually
have
very
to say
simple.
dubs, simply just because a lot of the anime I watch is like I watch it in the background of animating.
Totally.
And
I-
like,
I want to make a case for dubs, okay? Because
Sure,
everybody
go for it.
craps on
Then I'll
dubs,
make
right?
my case.
Subs are fine. I'm not saying you can't liking subtitles, but the problem is when you see an actual Japanese film or something with an Asian dialect, you see them speaking it. I can
Exactly.
it makes sense. But when I see an anime character speaking it, the
It's
lips
just lip
are
flaps.
not. It's just lip flaps. So all I see is like essentially like I'm watching an old Godzilla movie, and I get disconnected,
True.
and so I end
Like,
up with the whole. I have to
So
look
like
at the
when
bottom
they're
of the screen
speaking
the whole-
Japanese, you can tell they're speaking Japanese by the way their lips are moving. But in an anime, it's almost like
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Or in
Because I
Dragon
don't know
Ball,
how to place it.
I'm pretty sure they only use 3 frames for like the opening and closing of the mouth.
I will. Okay,
if you're watching a specific anime that has been that the manga has been around since the 90s, rhymes with yo-yo, the sub is better to watch. But the dub is better for like when you're working on something else and
I
you just
think the
have
dub
it in
is
the
good if
background.
you want to have it in the
if
background.
I can make,
Well,
I
actually, when it comes to JoJo, I would
Wow,
say
everyone
that
said
the
that.
sub
All
is
about
You
it.
said it!
infinitely better than
you're
the
not
dub.
supposed to say it. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh my
I-
god.
It is the
I-
enemy that shall not be named.
May I make my case?
Yeah,
I'm
I
a,
want to
the
make
anime-
my
It has
I-
more power now. Thanks.
Oh, no,
Everybody.
when the anime that shall not be named, when you're watching, like, just the emotion that comes from the sub is just infinitely better than the dub.
Exactly. For me, exactly. I'm with Core on that. It's like the one thing I'll talk with my roommate on when like we're watching just any anime in general is that the sort of like like sounds that like Japanese voice actors can make. It's like impossible to recreate that in English dub. Like
Well,
it's
actually, I
it's-
was watching a podcast like earlier today, and the topic of subs versus dubs came up, and something very interesting that they brought up that I don't think I've heard anyone bring up before is that one of the reasons that we probably think that subs sound better than dubs is just because like when you hear English and it's like noticeably bad, you know it's bad because you speak English. But like if a voice actor messes up like subtly in like Japanese, you won't really notice that because you don't
Unless you
speak
speak Japanese.
Yeah,
I hear
and
you.
like everyone here is native English speaker, I would assume so.
nice. Kyler Nuva
Alright.
in the chat.
All right.
He's
if I can make
booing
my
us for
case
liking
now,
anime.
Please, I would like to speak. Thank you.
Go for it.
All right. I like subs personally. I respect dubs, but my issue with dubs is that a lot of the voice actors sound the same.
This is true.
And
Well, that's because a
also-
lot of the same anime studios use the same actors because it's easier for
yeah,
money.
it's just easier.
Yeah,
to
that-
find.
that
The
is
same
true.
can be said for Japanese voice actors, I think.
I know,
Oh.
but it depends on like the dynamics of the actors. Like if the,
It
if
depends
the
on which
actors
studio is
Okay,
doing it.
I wasn't
Yeah.
done with my point.
Yeah, just finish up. Yeah, what else?
All right, and then we'll move on back to Bionicle.
I agree.
they're talking about the
I-
Death Note
they
movie.
also like, and I understand this to accommodate the lip flaps, but a lot of the dialogue is just changed a lot, and it's very unrecognizable.
Yeah.
There's a very distinct difference between the subtitles for dubbed anime and the subtitles for Japanese audio anime.
Oh, totally.
Anyway.
I agree. No, I agree. It's it'll always be a good thing to talk about for sure. But you know,
This is the Bionic chat.
let's see. Let's
Bringing
see.
it
Maybe they will make a
back.
Bionicle anime though. We should talk to Funimation.
Wait,
Maybe
wasn't
they'll
there a
do it.
guy who like tried to make a Bionicle anime?
Yes, there was.
There are guys on YouTube who have. I don't know if it's who you're talking about, but like Perry Animates Things is a guy who has basically taken the
brother,
Flash
Writer.
animation style and done it himself in like these little 20-minute films, like, and it's really good. Some of the stuff he's made is like fantastic. There's one with Golly, one with Tahu, and it's like really impressive stuff. I like toss them on
Oh,
every
was
now
that
and then.
was that the stuff with like Trial by Tahu?
Yeah,
or
Trial
what?
by Fire is one of them, and then there's like something Water with like Golly, and
Oh
they're
yeah,
both
I
like
know what you're talking about.
they're like
Okay,
20-minute
brother
short
from
films,
another
and
brick.
they're really good. Like,
Donation.
all right, brother
Scott.
from another brick. Glad for you to be here, man. Have a good day. You too.
Five buckaroos.
Yeah, he's the like
You're
the
you're
only...
officially a streamer, Zach. You get him money.
These are
Oh
like
my
the,
God.
he's like the only one I think that's ever actually sent in
Dude,
besides
you're
my
gonna get-
roommates.
Dude, you're gonna get the simps. You're gonna get the tier 3 subs now.
I'm gonna get the Sims.
Well,
The Sip Samurais.
Bionicle, you know, it's
They're
like
all-
it'll only go so far. You know, I don't think I'll ever get
So-
a million subscribers just talking about
Dude,
Bionicle.
your chat is just gonna be full of Siderax. It's just gonna be all the simps.
I
All Simperax.
so I'm
Simperax.
curious about everyone here. Like, how many of you like watched Zach when he was LegomationStudio?
I think
Um,
that's right.
I think all of us did.
You probably all did at one
well, I
point.
mean, like, I didn't know if some people were just here because they were like in the Bionicle community and they stumbled upon his video.
I mean, everyone ran
And then-
across my videos at some point, whether you were like
Well,
a
yeah.
fan or not. It's like I don't really care as much, but
Yeah.
it's like
And then
everyone
the-
watched.
And then I went
met
to my
people-
first BrickCon, my first and only BrickCon. I met Zach there like
Wait,
years
were
ago.
you? Oh, yeah. I think I saw you. You're in the video too, weren't you?
You might have been. You
I
might
was
be.
wearing like a red and black like windbreaker,
There
I
was
think,
a
if I'm
point in
remembering
the
it right.
video where Zach is like, "Here's two really awesome fans. I'll put their channels in the description."
I
Yeah,
don't
no.
remember that video, but if it's still up,
I will see.
If
I'm
it's
gonna
probably
up,
find-
you're
cringe as
probably
hell.
in it, Gio. I filmed everyone that. There were some people that weren't my fans that I didn't film. 'cause
you
they
were like a solid 14 inches taller than I was, and I was
Well,
like
yeah.
just about to
I
hit
was-
puberty at the time.
Yeah, I was only like 11 when it happened. But
You
that's
can
kinda-
find it. I like looked back. I like found the video when you first mentioned it the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
Uh,
dude! BrickCon is the shit, man. That's
Yeah, I thought your
so
display
fun.
was pretty cool with all the mechs and stuff.
Yeah. That was a good year. Yeah, we put like together that whole battle. Yeah,
But,
man, it was a good
No,
time.
it was just kind of crazy, watching your videos, and then I think I found out you lived somewhat in my area when I watched a stream you did with your sister.
Yeah, I was.
You
like, I
just
said-
mentioned living in Seattle or
yeah,
something.
Yeah. That's nuts, man. Yeah, I mean, it was a great place to grow up for sure. All my Bionicles are there. Hopefully, one day I can like bring them all down. Oh, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
watched my stream yesterday, but check what I got in the mail.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
sick.
Yo,
Are you gonna? What are you gonna do with that? You just gonna hang it up or what?
Yeah.
I want
I
to hang
think-
it up, but I want to put a strap on it so I can like wear it sometimes.
Like
Yeah.
you're gonna go LJ on that thing.
Well, if he's gonna go
Right.
LJ, he has to put like the black, like
Yeah, I
some
have
kind
to
of
put
fabric
black
or
fabric.
a.
But if
One way.
if I was gonna go full LJ, I should have never shown my face in the first place, really.
Yeah,
Well, you,
But we
you
know
ruined
what
that
LJ
like
looks
10
like.
years ago. No, we do know what LJ looks like.
I do too,
Revealed his
but
face several times.
yeah.
yeah, I've gotta work it together. But
I
these are
keep
really
saying
awesome.
LJ.
I got them from this guy on Etsy. It's Masks of Power on Etsy, and he has like all of the original 12 Kanohi that he can do in all sorts of colors and like with battle damage. And then he has a couple of G2 masks as well and stuff.
How
Can he-
flimsy is
can
it?
he
Is
do-
it like
Can he do this? Can he do my custom painted Kirill?
I don't know. See,
that's
I'm
two
sure-
colors,
Wait
so
a minute,
that might
wait
be
a minute.
harder if it's
Can
3D.
you like link this guy? This is amazing.
Yeah, masksofpower.etsy.com. They're a
But-
little pricey. This was like
Totally not sponsored.
This was like
So-
$60, but
Is it like a foam or is it like 3D printed?
it's like hard foam with a shell over it. So I don't think it's
Okay.
3D printed. It's like handmade, which is kind of nuts.
Okay.
You can kind of tell, but
yeah, it's a
it's got a
custom
good weight
shape.
to it, like for sure. You know.
Yeah, okay, so but it does like flop a little.
Not really.
Oh, it doesn't. That's good.
I mean, I can tell on
Oh.
the inside it's definitely probably a little foam, but on the outside it has like a hard like.
Yeah.
hard
It's like a
shell.
resin almost.
Yeah. But really dope. Like I want to collect a couple and like hang them up, you know, so I don't just have Anua's mask, just the Picari. But yeah, it's fun. It's like you could cosplay with this if you wanted to, like put on like a robe and like get a cane, and I'm just Turaga Bakama, you know.
It needs to be a fire staff.
Yeah, with a fire staff cane.
That'd actually be a pretty awesome cosplay.
All
Jack.
if my
Like,
kids are
he's
ever into
short.
Bionicle, I'll be like Tahu, and I'll have my wife dress up as Golly, and I'll have my kid dress up as Bakama because he'll be like short.
Bakama's a simp for Gali. Kind of like how Matau was a simp for Nokama.
He was, dude.
Dude, was
Yeah.
he really a simp?
Dude, he was like talking about them
I mean,
like
he was-
going
I
away
mean,
together in Legends of Mentioned.
He was like, he was.
He was also
obviously
looking up her
Obama,
skirt
but
in one
was he a
scene.
simp?
What?
What that's supposed to be? I still don't understand.
Just
That's really
enjoying the view. Matau, no!
Oh my god.
Man.
This really do be an ubu moment.
Yeah, Water Pressure is the name of the animation in the style of that Perry Animates things made in the style of Monog, and it's like it's identical. I don't know how, because it's not like he had any of the assets. He had to go from like the ground up and like look at frames from the animations and like perfectly replicate them, and it's wild some of the stuff that he's made. It's like
There
real-
is a chance he traced some of them.
Probably. I could see that totally being a thing. Let's see. Color
I mean, like he
Nuvas.
gets them so perfect. I would have to say that he did. If he didn't, that is just like galaxy brain.
Yeah. That'd be wild.
So- Video.
Color Nuva said most of Bionicle Revolution designs were fine with me. Just Rewire having humanoid eyes was weird.
Oh, Bionicle
Yeah.
Revolution. Oh,
Oh.
Core, no. Neither of those two people is not me.
Oh, you found the BrickCon video.
You can see me being awkward as hell. on
Yeah,
the left.
Core's the one on the left, I think. No?
Yes, that is me.
So funny. I remember, like, I was, like, so nice to everyone that I met there. It was nuts. Dude, that
Yeah.
was, like, an insane experience. I, like, wrote about that in my college essays, like, having kids walk up to me and, like, giving business cards out and all this, like, signatures.
Oh.
There were parents that would take, like, ask me because, like, their kid wants to take a photo with you, and then they'd give me, like, $20.
God.
That's one way to make some money.
And I would spend
Like,
it
some
on
pe-
Lego,
Some
literally.
people actually charge to sign stuff. It's like it's dumb.
It was
Mm.
nuts. I was just like, and at the time I was still only like maybe 15, 16, so it was like crazy to
Yeah.
experience that. It
Dude.
was wild. Dude.
Surreal,
I-
man.
I honestly mostly went to con because I knew you were going there, and I think also the Brick Arms had like a shop set up there.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was really into Brick Arms back then.
Yeah, they're great still. I walked around with like this giant LegomationStudio sign that I think my mom still has
Yeah.
in the garage. And so I was like waiting in line at BrickCon, like, because there's like a line to get in. This was like before I like joined the actual convention the next year and like got a badge and like put in some mocks and stuff. So I stood in line with this sign, probably a line of like 40, 50 people and kids, and like would be running by being like, "Oh, I know Legomation. Do you work for them?" I'm like, "That's me." It's like it's just one
Gee.
dude.
LegomationStudio literally you, the cameraman slash your
Yeah.
sister.
My sister and then like
Yeah.
my Chinese exchange student, Yusen. Like that was pretty much all
Was
we
he
had.
the one who made chicken soup and rice with you?
No,
Or-
that's my friend Leo, who wasn't. He's not really big into Lego or Bionicle.
Oh.
They're all still like good friends with me though. Like really good friends, you know.
Yeah.
All the time. Like it's pretty funny. My friend Yoni actually still like he makes money because he commissions like builds out to people like.
Oh,
Like-
that's cool.
He will basically put together someone will ask him to make something. He has like an Etsy and an Instagram called Thrawn's Revenge, and his whole thing.
That's sick.
Yeah, like from Star Wars, you know, and like his whole thing is he does mostly Star Wars and like Battlefront, like ships and like vehicles, and people will like pay him to like build on like the Lego 3D design. Something for them, and then he'll send them the like instructions with piece count, and they'll just like put it together through Bricklink or something, and he'll like get paid to do it. It's a pretty cool thing. So it's like, yeah, he's one of my friends, Yoni, that's like still very much into Lego. It's like
That's neat.
it's all he does.
Yeah,
But he was
none of my
never as
friends-
into Bionicle like I was. He introduced me to Bionicle, but I like, you know, he was more Star Wars, and I was just all in on Bionicle, you know.
I don't blame you.
I mean, those are literally the two most popular brands around the early 2000s
Oh,
for
yeah.
Lego.
Yeah, like
No, totally.
for sure, all the way.
So which Bionicle
And-
movie has the best music? 1, 2, or 3?
Yes.
Well, are we? So we're excluding the Legend Reborn then, because Legend Reborn is universally regarded as hot
Well, the
garbage.
music is
Oh,
not
Legend
great.
Reborn has the same theme in different timbres going on
Yeah,
over the
it's
entire
pretty
runtime.
bad. The
only thing I liked about the Legend Reborn is just how it was animated. I thought
Yeah,
they,
it was kind of cool.
I thought they struck a
I-
cool balance.
Some people don't like it.
I
Some people think it looks
really
too much
didn't
like the toys.
The way they animated that.
Some people think it
Well,
doesn't look.
Not
because
because like the animation itself was necessarily bad, but mostly because they depicted the Agorian Glatorian as almost entirely robotic when they were almost
Well,
entirely.
No, the
just
thing
organic.
is, Atorian
True.
or Agorian Glatorian, they're canonically, they're start out bionic or biological, but they get tons and tons of mechanical enhancements that they're virtually undistinguishable
Ideally, yeah.
from the Motunui, species.
But it would have
Um,
been nice to have some like extra organic bits so that the sets and the movie would
Exactly.
actually correlate with people.
It's
Because
Yeah.
that's the one thing.
with Tinseltown Toon's animation style, it's not a bad animation style.
It works
just
for Hero
doesn't.
Factory.
It does not convey what the story says the characters are.
I think
Yeah.
it did work for Hero Factory because
It
Hero
did
Factory
because
was
there's
It worked
full
amazingly well
robots.
for Hero Factory since literally everyone was robots.
Yeah. No, it's. I remember when I was younger, I thought it was like weird that in like the first 3 movies they didn't look as much like the sets, but then I realized they wanted to give them a more human element, and their masks themselves like would bend and stuff. Whereas in Legend Reborn, instead of the masks like bending, they add teeth on the inside and like eyebrows to Matanui's mask and stuff, and that's where it's like starts. To
that
get
part that
strange.
I didn't.
That's
like
where the uncanny valley goes into place.
Also, the way
Yeah.
the way they were physically like battling, they felt lightweight, almost like they were just toys, and there was not a lot of like.
part of that also is just due to the Ignite ability, where they have really long limbs,
Yeah,
and it just doesn't look good in some parts.
They look awkward in general, so like translating it to animation doesn't really make it any better.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but like at the same time, the designs for the Toa that
Yeah.
Creative Capers used also had quite long
Yeah,
limbs.
but here's the thing.
proportionally
Actually,
to the body.
interestingly enough, though, it's not true for Mask of Light, but it is true for both Bionicle 2 and 3. The animation was done first, and so the sets were actually designed
Really?
after. Yeah. So for Bionicle Mask of Light, they had to design them around the sets, and you can really tell because they make like some of the limbs they have to extend them, or like they'll just give them all the same limb piece instead of like actually making separate arms
I'm sure
sometimes.
the Toa Nuva
but-
were already out.
Well, like
I
if you look at
had no
Onua, look at
idea that
Onua
they-
and Pohatu.
Yeah. They're
Like the way that they're literally just skinned clones of the other Toa.
This is
There's
true.
only one Toa build, and then
I know
they cloned
why
it.
they did that, just for like even
Well, it's
if the toys were designed before the models were the computer models, it just made a lot of sense and made the whole team like stylistically coherent with each other.
But at least for Bionicle 2 and 3, I don't think it was everything, but a lot of the animation designs came first, and they made the sets based on the animation.
I know, especially for 3, that was
is
the case.
very interesting.
They fast tracked the third movie because they wanted to reuse a lot of the assets in like the city and all that stuff. So that's kind of part of the reason.
But he doesn't
Actually,
have wide
something-
hips.
Kyler Nuva,
Yeah.
the Legend Reborn was the best movie I've seen since The Room.
Honestly, I mean, like, at least I'm entertained by The Room.
You're tearing me apart,
Nitron.
Mata.
Pohatu doesn't have the wide hips.
You're
Right?
tearing me apart, Nokama.
Yeah, nor is Anua hunchback. Yeah, I know. Pohatu didn't have wide hips in Mask of Light. Big disappointment. You guys just want to see Pohatu's ass? Like, just big
Pohatu wasn't
ass.
dummy thick. This is a problem. Let's get Pohatu with a juicy booty. Make it happen, Lego.
Okay, moving on.
Male Toa were identical in the build. I mean, I did like the fact that, like, I don't know if you guys saw, I interviewed my roommate. I just showed him Mask of Light for the first time. Just like, I thought this will be interesting to like see what someone, just from the outside thinks of the movie. And he was actually pleasantly surprised in it. He thought it wasn't as corny or as bad as like, he'd assumed like a kid's movie from 2003 was going to be. And he said he noticed that like, Golly, the design was a lot more like feminine looking and a lot more like slender,
Yeah.
and, like slimmer, and like it helped him realize like he had no idea like there were like all the blue like Matoran and Toa were female. He like had no idea, and I was like, that's actually an interesting fact. When I was young, I was in like Cub Scouts, and I would sell like cookies and stuff to like my dad's office workers, and I remember saying like I really like Bionicle to one of his like coworkers, and they were like, oh, my like daughter got into it now because my son was watching the movie and she realized like she didn't know that there were like girls in Bionicle, and so now she got into it. And I'm like, that's like pretty interesting. If they ever did do like a reboot, which I guess in G2 they kind of did this, like make more characters like cross, put like the
They
gender
seriously,
across.
like,
That's
stepped on
kind
their
of
toes with that, like back in the day, like the fact that they made all the Toa or all the female characters only blue. Like there's literally an advertisement in the 2001 ad campaigns that's like water is for wimps. It's like, why are you trying to push away part of your audience? Like, if you don't want girls to play with Bionicles, then just don't even make any girl Bionicles. Like it's like
Right.
you're bothering to include them and then also excluding them. It's like, come on. And so it would have been nice if they'd have been like
Kyler
just
Nuva, oh my God.
anybody be a fucking gender. It doesn't matter, right? That would have been cooler.
I don't know if that's true. If the Bionicle handpiece connector for Golly was like her boobs, but maybe.
I never understood that.
Well,
Maybe,
I
dude.
know
I've
that-
never thought about
the extra
this.
pins on her hips actually help to widen them out a little
That's
bit,
true.
enough to make it
That's
look
been
like
told, yeah.
to make it look a bit more feminine,
Her
way
mask
more
was not
feminine than
that
the
feminine,
than
though.
her Nuva counterpart.
True.
I
true.
never-
Could we not talk about Golly's boobs?
It's just
Well, I mean,
Kyler
the thing
Nuva in
is,
the chat having fun.
Technically they didn't have one. They didn't have
Well,
uh,
earlier someone
biological
someone
body
mentioned
parts.
it.
Biotube.
Well,
Well, no,
Kyler
they,
is
they,
fun.
they had organs.
The thing is, like,
okay.
Golly,
It's
he
the s-
just like followed
Okay.
the trend of all of the Toamata
Yeah,
having,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like some chest armor.
Well, Rudaka worked. That was like
they
really
have,
good
Yeah,
like,
design.
weird features on them.
That's different.
Rudaka looks like Rudaka's got
Rudaka
boobs.
is-
Come on.
Yeah, no.
got-
Kali
Rudaka
Nuva
is
says.
just like a very different.
Iron
like-
Strike
Greg was in a
64.
weird place
Hello,
when he
good to
wrote
see
that,
you.
man.
Thanks for joining.
Like even like, did you even notice that there was a quote that was also in the Killing Joke in the 2007 storyline?
No, what?
It was
No.
Makuta
That
to Matoro. You're just one bad day away from being me.
There's no way. Oh my god, I had no idea.
Oh my god! Yes, I remember that. I remember
That's
that.
such a
from the no
copyright.
production
That's a
one.
Killing Joke quote.
Oh my
That's
God.
in Ignition. That's in Bionicle Ignition
Wow.
2.
Dude.
That's nuts.
And Noah stuck strictly with adlib anything. So what Makuta said, what Krexa as Makuta said in Ignition 2, as Makuta, you're one bad day away from being me, that was in
Yeah.
canon.
He's a huge comic
Makuta
book
actually
fan.
said a Joker quote.
Yeah, Greg
Okay, so
Corsi is
oh
like
my
a
God.
huge comic book
You,
fan.
you could say that Makuta lives in a society.
He does.
When Makuta confronts Takanuva at the end of Bionicle,
Guinness is just
2003,
like.
he said,
"Ugh."
no, he says, "Hey Takanuva, you want to know how I got these scars?"
I'm the Joker, baby.
You weren't facepalming when we were talking about Bionic having feminine
You wanna hear
parts,
another
but you
joke,
are when we
continuity?
bring Batman into it.
My
Yeah.
father said that I was supposed to lead the Makuta.
Oh, Kyler Newton
I
says, don't forget when the Shadowed
I
One referenced
hate it.
everyone losing their hand in Star Wars 3 Revenge of the Sith.
If
I don't
anything,
know. Yeah.
Makuta is more of a Joker character than Vaison is. Because
Oh,
Vaison
you're-
was never actually meant to be a Joker persona.
kinda
The only reason
was.
why people classify Vaison as a Joker character was because of the Shadowed One.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
the
so
only
what's
reason.
funnier? What's funnier, picturing Joker's voice in coming out of the giant Makuta Pterodax robot, or Makuta Pterodax's voice coming out of Heath Ledger's body?
Oh my
Which is
God.
more terrifying? It's Lee Takar's Makuta voice out of Heath Ledger.
That would be horrifying.
Biotube says Mark Hamill voiced Von Nebula. Yeah, see, so we're getting
We know
close.
he did.
We're getting close. Now it's kind of like it's all making sense.
Oh my God! Bionicle in the Star Wars. You
Bionicle
know,
in
one
Star
day,
Wars in
like
the
with all
Batmans.
of the people who like are Star Wars fans and are like Lego Star Wars fans, you know, at least one of them one day that
Yeah.
like works
I've
for
seen a
Star
bunch.
Wars,
Yo,
but the
isn't this a
Bionicle fan,
thing?
he's gonna
Wasn't
do
like
something.
because Bionicle was for a while done like by DC Comics? Wasn't there were like a Green Lantern comic that had Bionicle in
Oh,
it? Like there
yeah.
were like figures
Yeah,
on a
there was
stone.
there was like a Lewa Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh my
What?
God!
What?
I don't
And
remember
also,
that.
like,
Yeah, let me
on
pull
one
it
of-
up. One
There was like a
second.
cameo, another one, in like the back of of like one of the panels. It was like wall
Lewa
paintings
Lantern.
or something, like
One
cave
second.
paintings or
Oh
something.
yeah, here. Let me
And
pull this
there
up
was
so everyone
all of
can
the
see.
Toamata in there.
Yeah,
There was
here
like
it is.
the Toamata doing like their pose and stuff.
It's really hard. It's like super low quality. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Wow, I should like pull up the exact photo right here. Wow, look
Oh,
at that.
I found the one of the.
Hello?
I'll put it in.
Hello?
general. I thought that the general thing was like a text channel, so but in
What?
that little thing right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
here,
the
look at
Toamata.
this.
Oh, is that the same artist for the Bionicle comics?
Here, look at this right here. This like is the Green
Oh, there's
Lantern.
Yeah, there's Green
Um,
Lantern Lewa.
Yeah, and you can kind of see like I don't know. It's
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to see here.
For some reason, Gali has a Kakama.
But like this is like a Green Lantern comic in like all these universes around him, and like Bionicle universe is one of them. So it's like saying that
Well,
Bionicle technically.
Bionicle's technically in the DC universe.
Yeah,
Dude.
check that out.
Maybe Tahu will show up in the Snyder Cut.
Oh my God, the Makuta being the Joker.
Isn't
Dude.
mind blown?
Does it
dude,
make
right
sense
here.
now?
mind blown. Let me see. Can I
Some
zoom in
people
any
just
more
want to watch
at
the
all?
world burn.
He walks up to Miserix and says, "You get what you freaking deserve."
Whatever. That's the closest I can get. But yeah, I remember seeing that and being like, oh my god.
Man, that's crazy.
So yeah, Bionicle is in the DC universe. There you go, guys. There was like another reference too, but I have no idea how I could find that one. No, I cannot find it right now. Oh yeah, this one Green Lantern character looks like Lewa a little bit. Let me see if I can share this. This was like
Bionicle Avengers. No, this would be the Bionicle Justice League. Because
Yeah,
it's
right
DC.
here.
Yeah, because it's it's DC.
Oh, that does look like Lewa.
Wait, Batman.
I can see the mirror bit.
yeah, just the mirror, like just the mirror.
Yeah, but it's there. It's definitely there.
There's
Yeah,
definitely a resemblance.
pretty nuts.
Dude, what if we had Born, but it was like Batman versus Superman? It was like Montanui versus Makuta, and it was like that final battle.
Matt
wish.
Terzanski says Krana from G1 and Skull Spiders from G2 are like face huggers from Alien. Kind of.
Yeah.
Definitely a similar. I mean, that was like such a thing. Even like Krata, you know, they literally hug your face and like control you. That was such a like a
Krana,
trope
specifically
of
Krana.
Bionicle. For those first 3 years, like getting infected, like that was such a trope, like in turning evil. Like it happened with the infected Konohi, then the Krana, then the Krata, and I guess
It
like
makes perfect
Tahu
sense.
too.
And then the Kano.
It makes perfect sense because, like, the whole-
Kanohi again.
Well, Bionicle originally was it's a metaphor for infection, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean,
That's
Yeah.
like,
like
I wanna make a video about
Makuta
that.
is supposed to be like cancer, and Matanui is the body, and
And the
Makuta
Toa
infects it,
canisters
so-
are the pills that
and
he
the-
takes.
They're the pills that come
Spoilers,
down.
dude. Come on.
I told my friend that before he showed him Mask of Light. He was like, "Oh, dude, maybe you shouldn't have told me everything."
Spoilers.
It is one of those things that if you were to just describe it to somebody and tell them that fact, it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. But like when I first learned that, I had been I'd known Bionicle for a decade or more, whatever
Right.
it was. Like I didn't learn that till later, and I was like, it was one of those moments where, like, you know, with the guy with that meme with the guy, he's putting all the things on the clipboard, and you're just sitting there, and like all the things are running past your face, like, oh my god,
Oh,
was
yeah.
there the whole time.
I know which actor you're talking about. I think that's Charlie Day.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
think
Charlie
that's
Day.
who he is.
It all connects, man. It all connects. Okay?
Yeah, it's
It all
from
connects.
It's Always Sunny. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
That one,
yeah.
it all connects. It's also like it was there the whole time in our front of our eyes. We had no idea,
Yeah,
like
and it was hinting at it the entire
in
time. We
Legends of
didn't even know.
Metro Nui during like the Great Cataclysm when like Turaga Duma, aka like Makuta, like takes over. You see the two moons or like the two suns like close
The
like
twin
eyes,
suns.
and I always thought, oh, that's interesting. It looks like a face.
Wait a
but-
minute. Guinness Walker, cat, show us.
Here, I can show
Oh, what?
that too.
They want to see the cat. They want to see
Let me
the
show you
cat.
guys my guy.
Specifically me. I
This
want
is
to
trouble.
Very
This
good.
is trouble.
Always gotta love the cats.
He's like, stop it, dog.
Oh, the
This is
pup.
Enzo.
Oh my god, it's dog.
Dog, I don't pooper.
Look at this guy.
Oh, look at him.
He
Yeah,
sits
they,
like
they
a baby.
technically, they're both. They both do that.
Ugh. This
How old
guy's
is
just
he,
a
Zach?
big cat. He's 3 years old. He's nuts. Like these dogs. This is a Vizsla. They're supposed to be like super high energy, but he just like sleeps all day.
Dude,
I raised him
sometimes you just
well.
be like that.
I might buy him
That's
a
a
Bionicle
beautiful
for his
dog.
next birthday.
Anyway.
There he goes. He's
Mhm.
yawning. He's always so tired. All right, you can go. He just farted on me. Damn. Dude.
Dude.
Carlo Nuba. Did the Krata actually possess people? No, it was. He misspoke. It was Krana. The Krata are the slugs that go in the rock.
I
shoot.
swear I saw photos of Krata attached to like Bionicle heads though. I don't
No,
know
that
why.
Yes.
was the Krana.
Yes, they did. They did attach the Bionicle heads.
Yeah, they have
Well,
like.
technically they
stud
did.
thing.
I just remember seeing that on like the canisters or.
Yeah, they.
I never.
That's how they infect
I never
Kanohi.
saw it in comics, or I don't even know if I remember reading about it though. Bombastic Brody, I would have loved to have gotten a whole wave of dinosaurs instead of stars. This is actually a really interesting thing to talk about. Duck Bricks is a YouTube channel. He like had a video about like what if G1 had never ended, and it's actually interesting that they decided to go straight to Barra Magna, because I think they might have gone another year or two or found some more success if they'd gone to Boda Magna.
And our friend King K was on that podcast as well.
King K was on it, and like it would have been fascinating, I think, actually, if they had just gone straight to Boda Magna. And like, you know, the mask lands and it's on this like world of giant beasts and dinosaurs, kind of like Rocky.
I agree with that. That would have been better as a soft reboot, because it's still starting from familiarity, but it's still like a brand new thing.
Yeah.
Instead of going to like a Mad Max world, which in and of itself is cool, it's just not Bionicle, you know?
No, I totally agree. I think we could have gotten to Glatorian, but I think starting off at like Boda Magna would have been maybe a smarter move.
It would have kept like older fans familiar, and newer fans like would be a bit more brought in.
It also would have been
like
cool
if it was as a soft reboot.
Bionicle started with like, you know, the warriors and then these beasts. It would have been kind of a nice way to start again as a soft reboot, to have these like essentially giant Rahi, like these giant dinosaur like characters. Dang, those would have been cool, man. Those sets. Imagine like on the size of like Exalor T9 sized set, but like instead of a vehicle, it's like
it would be like
beast.
That big. You'd get like a Brachiosaur. It would be like about that tall.
A dragon.
About the size of the Scopio, you know?
That would have been nuts, man. Oh, we really missed out there. And they
I
were
think
like,
Lego kind of dropped the ball in like
For
2009.
like Boda Magna, like some of the Glatorian and Agori got like stuck on Boda Magna when it was going up, and like they evolved to be completely organic. Like they never did mechanical enhancements again. They just stayed completely organic, to like contrast between Spherus Magna and Mont Nui and stuff.
Canister Raptors. Well, I would say like they would do something similar. If Lego did actually do something like with Boda Magna, they would have done like 3 villains, 3 heroes. I don't know if they would have been dinosaurs, because those were specifically like Rahi style like creatures, but they would have like 3 heroes, 3 villains, or maybe like what they did with the Glatorian, where Gresh and Terex were tactically considered the only good guys, like the good characters in 2009, and then all the rest of them were like ambivalent or malicious.
Battery-powered dinosaurs. Bombastic Brody says the director of the Disney movie Dinosaurs, which I really liked, I remember as a kid, was a storyboard artist for Web of Shadows. And the creator of Gargoyles was a writer for the first film? Wow. I had no idea. The first ever line recorded for Mask of Light, and the first time any character spoke. Oh yeah, it was Nuva Liwa when he says, "Well, do ya, punk?" They like pulled that from Dirty Harry. I saw that. They released that animation. It was like a test animation. They put it up on their Instagram. That's
Kyler just brought up Canister Wasteland.
Canister Wasteland.
What if we put the Canister Wasteland videos into Dane?
Oof.
Yo, oh my
You
god.
madman. You know what? Put
Trying
it through
to
Dane
improve
and
on
then through
something that's
another.
already perfect.
Is it 360p?
Well, the
then?
animation.
It's 360p, yeah.
Run it through Video 2X and then run it through Dane.
Oh my god.
It's really low.
Madmans.
Get it up to
edited
1080p
Madmans.
60.
It'd work.
1080p 60. Here we go.
1080p 60. Yeah, it's not
What
super
was
high qual.
Canister Wasteland animated at? What FPS was it animated?
I believe it was 12 or 24.
Wow.
It was definitely not 12. It was probably 24.
Probably 24, right?
Yeah,
24
like
is
that.
film.
Well, yeah, 24 is film.
Spooky.
Those were so cool, man.
Dude.
They had the cringy Naruto music in there too.
I was like, those are like the first
it was
Bionicle
cringy
videos I ever
Naruto music,
watched.
but like
Wow,
the
I totally
choreography
forgot
made
about
the
this.
cringy
Yeah.
Naruto music not cringy.
Dude, I totally forgot
And
about
that,
these.
and watching Canister Wasteland made me wish that the movies had that type of choreography.
Dude,
like-
these were awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, like
Such good animation.
when it
I remember.
comes to the movies, like they did all right, but like the most you had was like you had 2 characters tapping swords, or you did something like vaguely elemental, and until like the finale of Mask of Light, you know, where they actually like get a little creative with combining some of their elemental powers.
You know,
But I
don't
wish
know.
they did. I wish they did something different I don't mind the first 8 years of Bionicle, but I think they could have like gone a little bit more in depth. Like you could have brought in like some of the secondary elements as like actual canister sets that you would see on the shelves. Like it would be cool to see a Toa of Lightning on the shelf. You know?
Yeah. Like it's weird that like the toe of different elements and like Matoran of those are like somewhat commonplace throughout the Bionicle universe, but we only see
the top 6.
the like yeah. Which is like
Yeah.
really weird. You thought they would have like done at least one Matoran of magnetism or one Matoran of iron
Well,
throughout all.
We get to see the Matoran of Light.
We did get to see
Well, I mean,
Jovan
yeah, like-
as a combiner, but
We
Jovan
did-
was like, he was already dead
Lame.
by the time we got him as a combiner, so it didn't even matter.
And we,
And it
we did
doesn't
get
look
the
any
Av
different.
Matoran, but like the Av Matoran were just like, they were just sort of like, my mouth. It's
Avmatoran.
speaks.
Avmatoran is hard to say, actually.
Shadow
The
Toa
Av-
Akmu. That would be cool.
The
if
thing is
somebody
with
says
the
Yo.
Avmatoran,
Yeah,
is that
Yeah.
It's
were,
unfortunate that
like,
Akmu is a Shadow Toa idea that was scrapped early on.
Right?
The thing with
That's why in my fan story I'm changing that. I'm gonna add that dynamic in. You just don't know when.
That's great. That is great. Oh my god. Yeah, canister.
If there
I
are
just,
people
like-
that haven't, if there are people in this call that have not read Darkness Falls yet, you definitely should, because I put like my entire heart and soul into that script.
Yeah, man, totally. Is it? It's on the Discord or somewhere.
I need to put up like a link for it. Let me
Totally.
share it really quick on the
Totally.
Discord server.
Yeah, I'll check it
It's
out.
not done yet. It only has the first 5 episodes. I plan to write 12.
For those watching, this is Canister Wasteland. It was awesome.
Canister Wasteland. I just watched it. I can't imagine how long it must have taken to.
And there you go.
This stuff was so cool, man. I was all about these animations, dude. It's crazy that I totally
you know,
forgot.
I gotta be real with you guys. I think Shadow Gear 6335 series was better.
Actually, though, no, I liked Shadow Gear though.
Well, no, I like Shadow Gear, but I was kind of joking because it was literally just like slideshow.
That's
Stuff
true.
he
I
did.
mean, it was hard.
Yeah.
There's also Edict Arts, like who did animation as well. But
He's dropped off the face of the earth. Edict Arts is
course.
gone. We don't know where he
Well,
went.
so is Shadow Gear. He hasn't done anything in a couple of years.
He was
Yeah.
on something recently, but yeah, they kind of all did. I'm gonna make like a little Biotube video. I want to like talk about all of the YouTubers and everything. But
All
this
the Biotubers
animation,
that just outgrew everything.
this animation is just so smooth. It's kind of wild. for,
Yeah,
like-
I don't think it needs Dane. I think it would benefit from an upres, but not. It doesn't need to be.
Well, there's some phantom
the frames.
or ghost frames is the thing.
Are there? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can,
So
you can
good.
see every now and again. There's a little, yeah.
Like for this was what like
I
this
think
like
that was added in
2006?
intentionally, though.
2005, 2006.
Awesome.
This came out. Like this is really hard to animate like this way. Pretty
Yeah.
wild. A Canister Wasteland, so great. And it's funny because when YouTube just begun was during like 2005, 2006, like when Inika was the thing, you know. Inika and the Piraka. That was like when YouTube just started. Wow.
It was, yeah.
Stuff's
That was
so
in the early
cool.
days.
Yeah, Edict Arts' last video was like it was like in 2011 or something like that. It was like he released his last video, dropped off the face of the earth. We don't know where he is.
He's not.
He could be
his
dead of
YouTube-
COVID for all we know.
His YouTube channel doesn't like exist anymore,
Yeah,
does
Shadow
it?
Gear hasn't uploaded.
It still
any-
exists.
Really?
It still exists.
Oh wow.
It's
I
Shadow
didn't-
Gear's account it's Shadow Gear's first account that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I
anymore.
remember I couldn't find Shadow Gear. I was like, because I actually talked to a bunch and like collabed on a couple of things. He was like willing to talk to me.
Yeah, but like, what happened to Shadow Gear's old account? Was it that he just gave it to a friend because he didn't want to do YouTube anymore at the
No, I
time?
could have sworn it
Well-
was like hacked or something.
That's what everyone thought.
I think the
But I swear-
reason why Shadow Gear stopped is because he was having relationship issues with Molly.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just too much of a workload to deal with relationship stuff and do YouTube at
Yeah,
the
I
same
remember
time,
that.
so he just stopped doing YouTube.
I remember thinking
I am
these
glad
videos were
he-
so funny.
Came back though. and re-uploaded all of his stuff, because at least keeping that available and rather than leaving it as like lost media.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's wild. Who knows? Who knows if he even knows like what's going on right now? You know.
Well,
Whatever his business is, that's his business.
oh yeah, of
Totally.
course. You know,
I don't
he
want to get
chooses
into
not
it
to-
because that's a violation of
Maybe
privacy.
he's become like a multi-millionaire and we just don't know.
He's just
That would
living
definitely would have helped him in this time.
He no. There's nothing that we can say that like he hasn't.
Right.
If that was the
Who
case,
knows?
it definitely
We'll
would
see
have
what
helped him
happens.
because New Jersey is kind of #1 in coronavirus deaths. But that's fine.
That's
Who knows?
listen. Anyway,
Oh,
Hero
Hero Factory. I totally forgot. Anyways,
Hero
let me
Factory
read-
wasn't awful. It was just the story
the first
was
wave
lacking.
was first wave could have been a lot better.
The villains were well executed, I think. Some of
Yeah.
them were. Like the Titans, like I loved Rotor when I got
Yeah,
Rotor.
yeah.
Like I loved
Was
the
Rotor
Black
the one with the
Rutaka blades.
helicopter blade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he
I
was
thought
the one
Von
that
Nebula was
had the
still
helicopter
really
blades on
cool.
his back.
I thought Von Nebula and Witch
Clever.
Doctor were kind of clever.
Oh, yeah,
I never
Rotor
got
was
Von
cool.
Nebula. I
And
never got Von
Base.
Nebula, and I feel really bad for it because those spike pieces are awesome.
Yeah.
Those names, man. Those names
Yo,
are just
dude,
like
it's
Pokemon
Larnu.
names.
There he is.
Hello, my
It's
guy.
the man.
I could do that too.
Larnu. Wow, it's great. This PC that I'm using is holding all of this together pretty well.
Two
men can
play this game.
Hey, you're just reminding me that Daft Punk is banned.
Yoshi,
That makes
dude,
me sad.
I'm down to like work on kind of tossing out the Discord too, totally at some point.
Maybe
I'm like just getting used to using it. A lot of people are saying, yeah, they liked Shadow Gear closed his first account because of a lot of drama and stuff. Yeah, it's too bad. I was always able to deal with things, but I know it's like personal as well, you know, no doubt about it. A lot of people, yeah, deleted their like Nitron saying deleted their old videos in fear of like Copa and everything, and you know, I was always thinking about that too because I was like, my videos like Bionicle reviews, like is that a thing? Like kids are gonna be watching stuff, but I actually look at the
Kappa was like
the
that was like catastrophic.
Yeah,
Everyone
and
just
there
like,
was-
forgot
there was
about
a
I
it.
million
was
of them.
so
There was
lucky
Kappa,
that
there
none
was
of my
Sispa,
videos
there
were
was-
affected. Like I have like over like 400 videos. I was so lucky none of them were affected. And I realized because when you go to the analytics, the people that are watching my Bionicle reviews now are between ages like 20 and 34.
Now is the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because now is the time of nostalgia. Now is the time when the people who played with them when
Speaking
they
of
were
which,
younger
like,
start talking about
Speaking
it.
of nostalgia for like Bionicle, like if G2 had waited just like a little bit longer and had waited until come out to like maybe if
Maybe
COVID
around
didn't
now?
happen- yeah, if COVID didn't happen, if it had released around now, like it probably would have been much more successful than.
Who
If
knows?
they had
It depends on
said
their
the
marketing.
20th anniversary,
I think
if
it
they had
really
gone,
came
okay,
down to
20th
marketing.
anniversary, we're gonna
Yeah, but,
relaunch
like-
the whole franchise and done it properly. Then
It came
yeah,
down to
would've been
marketing, I
successful.
think, and it came down to multimedia. They just didn't have enough, like, I think enough. It didn't look cool with the lore and the music and the like standout characters. I think it was just like that was what I think was
Kind of-
mishandled the most.
Bionicle was on the
think,
cusp of a lot of different technologies when they released it. It had video games, it had movies, or you know,
Yeah.
all kinds of media, all of which were like you
Comics,
know the
flash
hot shit at the
animations.
time.
Yeah,
So
and
and
it took
it
advantage
capitalized
of
on
all
that.
of them.
And it wasn't just
Yeah,
like
so,
normal boxes. They were in these like canisters, and the canisters had pieces on the top of them. You could put their
I
mask
mean,
on.
McDonald's, like it was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was unavoidable when in 2001. In 2015, I think the only reason that most of us heard about it is because we were already Bionicle.
Yeah,
fans.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
No, definitely. There's actually a large group of. It's a very common story I hear about where people who were previously fans in the past didn't even realize their reboot came and went.
Totally. I mean, I believe
So
it.
how
They
far
probably
they
didn't see the
advertise
commercials up as well.
And that is a fault to the marketing system
Yeah,
that Lego
I
put in
think the
place for G2.
style of like
I mean, no,
didn't-
hold on a second. Most if you're a AFOL who hates Bionicle, it's all the fans' fault that Bionicle failed. Listen, we got
Yeah,
our
the
20
fans
minute
didn't
comeback.
show
No,
up.
another
They
Brook
did
was
not.
actually here earlier.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, he was, but I think he also like kind of realizes like why there was a lot of backlash. Actually, he's like messaged me about it. He's been like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said some of the things I said. Blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
He made a response video to it, And like where
Yeah.
he had the opportunity to like maybe rectify for a lot of the stuff, maybe not necessarily apologizing,
yeah.
but say like, hey, I got some stuff wrong. I still stand by that I don't think this should happen, but like I will admit that I was wrong. Maybe he would have been able to
Just nothing else.
like get some more sympathy, but he
Yeah,
just
no.
doubled down and made things like a lot worse.
Yeah, he
yeah.
actually like when he like the video I made responding to him, the comment he left on that video, I think if he made his response video going with that direction, he would have handled the situation a lot better. But as I commented on his reply video, it kind of
It's so strange because like he's been
yeah.
as far as with me, he's been like so chill about everything. It's so like
Yeah.
it doesn't
Maybe
correlate
he's
with
like-
the
I
video
think
that he
he's
made.
just-
Who's like really great in person, but like on YouTube he can just be like a kind of an ass.
I think that's
I
just
think it's
a
just
problem a lot of
because
YouTubers
he
can
got
have
he got the
sometimes.
inflammatory comments and it really got underneath his skin and he
Yeah,
let it show that it got
I think that
underneath his
makes
skin. I
sense.
think that's his biggest problem.
I mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
but
I
like
get it.
that's true. That's definitely true. Like he sounded very angry in that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like,
what
one
else
of the
people writing about?
Like he said like a lot of times in that video, I'm a Lego fan. I've gotten mad about Lego, and then he was like just calling Bionicle fans like 30-year-olds getting upset about plastic. Do you have nothing to do with your life? Like nothing. to
Yeah.
bitch.
I'm
Like,
21.
Sort of like
whole story.
Again, the
behind
whole-
it.
just, like-
It's still up.
The angle also.
Yeah,
like,
remember Lego said Bionicle G2 sold well and then nothing else. If
Yeah.
it sold well, they wouldn't have canceled it in like 2 years.
No, it was like on shelves with a bunch of discount. Like people were just trying to get rid of it. Again, I think like it's a small factor, but I actually think the original Bionicle like animations, the 3D ones, were so kind of cool and felt like real, like the way they were animated.
Oh
they
yeah.
were like really good for the time.
Like I don't know if you guys have seen, who was it? I know like Vranu is like this, legendary like Bionicle animator that's done like some crazy stuff. Where did my
He's
mouse-
got some of his designs canonized as well.
Oh yeah.
He got
Wait, Larny
his
made like a video about that.
Yeah, where
like-
is it?
his design for Nikila was canonized, for example.
The one with the cheeks.
And then Wholesome
I
Gaduka
wonder if you
made
guys
a
have seen
mock
this.
based off of that artwork,
Do you guys remember?
which is fantastic.
Katsu,
Wholesome Gaduka is
or-
one of my favorite Machas.
Do you guys
That's why
remember
I used his
Katsu
upper
Honu?
arm design
Katsu
a lot.
Honu, or Katsu Honu, I think is his name. He was like a biotuber slash like Bionicle animator. He recently made an animation of like for the 20th anniversary. He recently made an animation. Let me pull it up. Yeah, right here. Of like Tahu, and it's like insanely realistic, or like it's insanely accurate to like the style of the animations from like the early 2000s, even to 2005, 2006. Let me share my screen here. It's just really it's like awesome. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. And it's like I was totally fascinated by it. I watched it a bunch last night. It's like oh, here it is. I think it's
Oh yeah, this thing Count LF.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
it looks
Yeah.
so good. Like it
Yeah,
looks
he-
like out of a straight up like out of a movie. Like
it looks
the,
like exactly like how Advanced did it.
it looks and it's like
you
perfectly toy accurate, but in a way that's like really engrossing and like kind of pulls you in. And it's like if there were
Like
Bionicle
the way that
commercials
Lego
like
did
this
their
coming out today, I even think kids nowadays would like think this looks really cool and be like super interested into it and like reading about it and collecting them.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of like the work that Advanced Copenhagen did. Like there's like a
Yeah.
lot of that texture
Like
in
this-
this, but there's also a lot of
the animation in
modernizations,
this
like with the
is
rendering.
wild. Like it's and the sound design is really cool. Like he's just trying to jump over the lava. Look at that. But like it looks so clean. The reflection coming off of his mask and everything. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
And
The,
that's
um,
why like stop motion and stuff like that, it looks some of the stuff looks really cringe. And I feel like CG is the best environment for
Exact.
Bionicle.
That's true.
Uh,
if you can make
it
it like
depends-
this.
It really
Tetsuo
depends
no.
on the type of Bionicle
Yeah.
project, in my opinion, and like
It also
how
just
it's
depends
done,
on like
because,
how good of an animator you are.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Metro Nui Legacy, Little Brotherhood Studios, that stuff for like serious, like trying to get Canon Vive Bionicle stuff, that that they had good compositing work for that. And then you have people like Canister Wastelands, that while it does look like toys under the desk, it's just undeniably one of the best fight animations I've seen. But then you have other cases where, no offense, MP, but then you kind of have like some of your work for the Ignition films, and kind of does clash of your compositing style with
That's
like
true.
the script that's happening.
Yeah.
Is it does clash. And
T Tallbox, it's
yeah.
Katsu Honu, I think. If you just YouTube Bionicle Tahu 20th anniversary animation, you can find it. It was uploaded like 5 days ago or like a week ago. It's just pretty wild. Like I'm like, dang, like if I could get a whole movie of 2001 to this animation style, it's like I'd be set. Like that'd be wild.
Yeah.
I remember there was
Like
a
on
fan
the
project that
topic
was trying to do that.
On the topic of Bionicle and 3D animation, like it's in a very like unique state as far as 3D animation goes, because like making the models for 3D animation, like making your like custom models, is pretty easy. Like you don't have to have a lot of knowledge
Totally, yeah.
about it because of stud.io. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure that there's another community that has that sort of advantage that the Bionicle community does, where you can just sort of make whatever you want by just like building it like you would build a toy in a computer program and then exporting the 3D
Right.
model.
Someone's.
But I
gonna
think
stick to it.
though one of the things that worth mentioning with using programs like Stud.io though is that you still have issues that come down to, such as rigging said models and actually making the polygon count more animator friendly, because I've actually converted Stud.io models
The
into
models are
something that's used.
super high poly and very difficult to work with sometimes.
Yeah, and also they're all like using tris instead of quads.
And none of them, like every single one of them has backface culling. They're just not ideal for.
Also like floating polygons, also like it's like planes that are not connected with like vertices overlapping one another. You have to do a lot.
But
of work
it
to build out
is
the
it
model.
is nice as a starting point, and it actually
Yeah.
it is very useful because it allows you to like get an idea. It got me into 3D animating, but they could certainly be improved substantially.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely better than like a lot of other things are going for.
It would
but,
be better than if you built it yourself from scratch as a novice animator. You know,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
Yoshi Dude says Gao Gaigar, vintage 1907 Gao Gaigar figure.
That's my avatar here.
Oh. That's pretty cool.
How it can be a gal if he's a Geiger at the same time?
Someone's using Duster?
Yep. I saw there was a whole bunch of wood dust on my self-mock because I'm building a guitar for somebody.
I know that
And-
sound, man. I use it for cameras all the time.
I'm gonna need
Be
to get
gone,
going.
wood dust.
Yeah, no worries. If some people have to.
Yeah,
Better let
I just need to get going. Gotta do. I'm house sitting
No
right
worries,
now.
Lovis. It's been great to have you.
Hey, sit on the house, buddy.
All right.
Peace, peace.
Yeah,
See
I
you guys.
think I should get going too. I have something I need to do.
No
Okay.
worries. If everyone's feeling like it, there's no problem at all with that. We've been going
Yeah.
for about an
Well,
hour.
I had fun talking with you all. I hope to join in on the next Bio Talk.
Yeah,
I
no
hope you all have a
problem.
good night,
I'm
too.
trying to do one of these once a week. It's just hard to get everyone on the
Yeah.
same schedule. I
Yeah.
mean, Thursday, like today was pretty good. I guess, I'll just keep up with the Discord and figure it out, because
Yeah.
I feel like this was like a good amount. It's like tough because when you have more than like 5 or 6, it's like people will kind of cut over each other. But we ran it pretty well today, as far from what I
anyway,
can think.
Good night, all.
Yeah, thanks for
See you
coming,
later.
man.
yeah, I might have to take off too. But Zach, if you want, I got a little song that Gio and I were talking. Since the
yeah.
theme of the stream is Bionicle music, I was working on it today, and I was wondering if you wanted to hear it. Gio would play.
All
it
right,
to it
sure.
if
Let's
you'd
go
like.
out with it.
All
There's
right.
there are probably some notes that are not going to be in key, but
All right,
It's okay, as
so
long as I
Gio has
don't
had
get
no
coffee started
preparation
to
at
it.
all for this. Tell me, you guys should be able to hear this. Tell me if you can hear this. Hear that?
I'll turn it up on your guys' audio. Hell yeah! Rock on! That was
Little
awesome!
change coming up, Gio. Get ready.
Metal.
Get ready, Gio.
Oh shit! Now I want to watch Bionicle movies tonight. Wow, dude! Gio, you're like hella talented. This is so good. Wow.
That was metal.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
that was a good finale. Well done, Gio.
Oh my god.
So just to put a little pin on that, Gio and I, as well as Lovis, who left us, we're all part of the team, and Zach now, who will be doing some voice work for us.
And
Matsumui
me.
Rising.
I'm an animator.
Yes, as
and
well as
voice actor.
Topeng, who is our newly joined animator and voice actor.
Yeah.
We're working on a succession to Noah Productions' work, the Ignition films. Now, if you haven't subscribed to Tributron and seen the actual footage, without dissing Noah, we love him. He supports us, but
Totally.
this is not Ignition 1 and 2 level
He gave
footage.
you his blessing.
This is
It's
a
like
step up in terms
cinematic.
of animation. Yeah, it's
It's
cinematic.
a
We have 3D
massive
animators.
step up.
We have
it's an
3D
enormous
animators.
project. Tributron, Lovis, and Topeng, they're all going like all out for this type of stuff. All these shots, like specifically the ones that I've seen Trib working on, oh my god, they're so
I'm
cinematic.
stoked for it.
I mean,
I
like,
want to do like, I'm gonna try like some cool stuff with the fight scene choreography between Voltraz
It's
and
it's
Masika.
gonna be absolutely epic, and we also have a completely original soundtrack, so music like you just heard. So if you want to hear more of that, subscribe to Tributron and keep an eye out for Ignition 3 coming sometime this year, hopefully. Anyway, I gotta go,
Let's do
guys.
it.
So thank you for having me,
Yeah.
Zach.
I think I'll sign out
Later,
too. Yeah,
y'all.
you guys are welcome. Anytime. We'll do another one next week, hopefully.
All right, guys. It's
Later.
been a pleasure.
Whenever.
Yep.
All right. Larnu, Biotube, Topeng, Guinness Walker, great to have you.
Yeah.
You too, Gio. It was great, honestly. Let's
I know I
keep it
showed
going.
up a little late, but my computer
Not
was
really.
refusing
No,
to
you showed
respond
up
for
at
a
a
little
perfect. You were only like 20 minutes in, like not at all. It was probably perfect. As soon as you ripped the guitar out, I was like, all right, now we're doing Bionicle Band music.
Yeah.
All right. Well, peace out, everyone.
good thing
Thanks
I
for
came
tuning
early.
into the stream, and we'll
Peace.
see. Thanks everyone who was in the live chat and everyone for typing in and joining in on the fun. We'll see you all next time here on BioTalk.